All right, guys. So this is my second video here. This is something I personally wanted to talk about. This wasn't requested from anyone, but it is that time of the year. I just went through transitioning out of the game. But regardless, this was an off season for every player across the country, right? So um, the one thing I noticed, one for myself when I was a player, and two for players that are going through it now, is that social media is a huge detriment to mental health and your belief in what you're going to do for the next coming season, right? So um, it's really tough to not do it, but this is a video for me to request that it's something that you do is you step away from social media in the off season. Unless you're using it for contacts, unless you're using it to get in touch with players or coaches, stay off of it. Don't go viewing every announcement that every club makes. Don't go viewing like every single player announcement that's made. Um, it- Even just viewing players' profiles where they're posting video, they're probably posting old videos from the past season, like, and it may lead you to believe that they found something that you haven't found. It's just a recipe for disaster in terms of your own mental health. The biggest thing in the off season is to stay fit, and I mean absolutely fit, and get to as many combine showcases, whatever it is, as you possibly can, right? Lower league is funny in the fact that it doesn't come with a ton of prestige or allure in terms of your own pedigree. Um, I my off season when I had played for Michigan for 2 years. I was the captain there. I had a good season in terms of scoring goals. I felt like I was gonna like, oh, this off season will be pretty easy for me to find something. And then the moment it wasn't, I started to just spiral, right, with thoughts of, wow, like this is crazy. I'm really not going to find something. And then you start to do the whole self-belief, uh, you start to question yourself. You start to think, why is this guy getting signed and why is that guy getting signed? I just played alongside this guy and I played against this guy, and it's just a horrible thing to do. And I'd love to say that I was above those thoughts, but those were all thoughts that I had, right? And I think most of us do. But the reason that I was doing that to myself was because I was sitting there and I was just scanning and scanning and scanning social media every day. I mean, I honestly had conversations with my wife about it. She's going, "What are you doing to yourself?" Like, it's not something that's ever going to help you. So unless you're using the social media as a positive to build connections, to build relationships for yourself, stay off of it, avoid it, focus on your training, do as much as you possibly can on the field, be as fit as you possibly can, because the moment that you get a phone call, a team's not calling you and going, "Hey, we want you in here." Yeah, yeah, we'll give you a few weeks to get fit before you come. Most of the time, if it's a last minute call, especially, they want you to come and they want you to be fit and ready to go right then. So instead of, putting yourself in a hole, do as much as you possibly can. Be fitter than you were during the season, especially if you don't have a club lined up. Like, now's the time to focus on yourself, focus on your soccer, and get as many eyes on you as possible. It's never going to hurt you. Like, I did this a ton as a player, but don't be above going to a combine or having to show up somewhere. Now, of course, this also means don't put yourself in a financial hole, right? Like, you have to know your own means, and if something's not feasible, don't do it, of course. But if you have the financial means to get to something and you're weighing like whether your pride is worth more than actually going and doing that thing, go do it. Go do it. You know, uh, be a servant. Um, just be a servant. Meaning, take whatever comes your way. Prove yourself when you're there. Don't allow yourself to get pushed to the wayside just because you were so prideful that you wouldn't go and have just another set of eyes on you. Um, I've told this to players before, and I've had guys that have absolutely taken it on board and had successful careers because they just decided, I'll put everything on the line and I'll go to every combine I can get to, schedules allowing, and they found something. And then that contract led to the next contract, and then that contract led to the next contract. If you're good enough, it's not going to hurt you to have additional people see you. So, biggest thing off season, stay off the social media, keep your mental health strong, keep your body physically strong, and then just be ready to go when the call comes.